this just in case you guys want to see our beautiful faces later. Jeffrey, I don't know if you can hear me, but you should definitely unmute and put yourself on video if possible. If you cannot, no big deal. Do you guys hear that echo?
Yeah.
That was wild. That was a wild echo. Yeah. Okay. Jeffrey, if you have not, go ahead and like our team Instagram. Oh, there he is. What up?
Hey, Josh.
Hey, dude. It's been a while. We all miss you guys. We wish you guys were in the rough buff all
Thank you.
But we understand. Hey, just so you guys know, we're going to have assistant manager openings coming up this spring because Austin's going to be having his own team come summertime, not just the Buffalo team. And Sienna's going to be having her own team this upcoming summer. So we need to restock the assistant managers in the office, and that means the springtime is when the training takes place and all that good stuff. So just so you guys know, okay?
Definitely.
So, yep. And, yeah, so just so you know, Jeffrey, next week's team meeting is going to start at 7.
On what date?
On Wednesday, because we'll have training.
Okay.
We have training next Wednesday from 11 to 7. And make sure you like our Facebook and our Instagram pages because they're the coolest things in the entire world, okay?
Got it.
Announcements, contests, all that sort of good stuff. WhatsApp communication. So just make sure we're on the ball with checking in our daily check-in. Do our checkout at night and make sure that you're checking out of your demos both on the group page, but also with your captain, with Austin. Make sure that either call him or leave him like a 30-second voice memo, okay?
Okay.
So phone jams, next recommended phone jams after tonight, guys. I definitely recommend Thursdays, anytime between like 6 and 8 or 6 and 9. Saturday mornings are also good between 9 and like 11. You can even go up until like 12 o'clock too. You'll get a hold of plenty of people in the morning time on a Saturday for sure. So he's not here right now. He's at Fredonia. But I want to congratulate Ryan Blotto. Landed an internship in New York City next summer for ABC.
Congrats.
Yep. So the ABC company, pretty cool. So just remember, guys, let's say you did not hit your sales goal or your demo goal last week. Think about what you can do to catch up this week. Can you work smarter? Can you work harder? Can you make more calls? Can you increase your names list? Can you watch a video that I post? Whatever it happens to be. So let's just always focus on improving, growth, getting better, all that sort of good stuff, okay? So sales report last week. Jen Daniels, she's coming back from school. Pretty exciting for her. 111. I had a sale, 177. Oh my goodness. Back in the game. I haven't had a galley. I had a galley set over the phone yesterday too. I was so pumped.
Oh yeah, I heard.
Yeah. So getting gangster with it, you know. So then we had Mr. Jeffrey, 553 CPO coming in this past week. Solid job right there, dude. Rock on. So 500 to 1,000, you want to have that as like a baseline for yourself, okay? So 1,000 gets you on the newsletter. That's where you ultimately want to be, but like have a baseline, guys, of like at least like 1 to 2 average orders for yourself, okay? And then Kaylee, she came in at 832. She's down in Pennsylvania on vacation this week. But Kaylee also had her 10K promotion, so pretty exciting. So she's rocking. She goes to school just like Sam at Buff State. And she started like towards the end of September. 10K promotion, definitely some dirty stuff right there. Also, we had Sienna and just her first like couple days back on Sunday and Monday, coming in at 1089 CPO at dirty 30%. So that's like $300 just in 2 appointments. Not too shabby. That's $150 income per appointment. Not too shabby. Then we had Leslie. She came in, Leslie Krebs. She makes 50% commission. She sold 2813. So that's a crappy week for Leslie, but she still makes $1,400, just so you know. So a good week for her is like 4,000 So that's like that's like the type of standard she has. Then Marissa is in the game killing it. Look at this, guys. Marissa, she makes 50% too. She sold $10,208. Can anyone do some quick math and figure out how much dollars selling knives made Marissa last week? Not you two. Can anyone?
$5,104.
Yeah.
Yes. Great mental math. That's that UB education we're talking about. $5,104. So imagine what you could do, guys, at 50% commission with $5,104 made in 1 week. That's most Americans will never see a $5,000 income week in their entire life. But when you're a CSP, you can definitely have that multiple times in just 1 year, okay? So let's see how the leaders throughout the Midwest. So, okay, guys, check this out. Kip, he was the #1 rep in the whole region last week, okay? Kip has brittle bone disease. That means Kip cannot walk. When Kip stayed at my house with me in Austin, when was it? October?
Yeah.
November. Okay, Kip stayed with us for a few days in October, November. He gets around all by wheelchair, okay? So on a wheelchair, he sold $23,794 last week. He's also 50%. That means he made $12,000 income selling knives last week. You know how some people think, like, when you get towards Christmas, like, no one's going to buy knives from you and stuff? It's the exact opposite. We sell more on an individual basis this time of year than any other time of the year. So that's something that you guys can definitely think about. Missy, Sam, is in the 845. Missy sold 15 grand last week, okay? Pretty awesome. And then Liz is in Rochester. Liz sold 15 grand. Marissa, Luciano, Aaron, Emmy, whatever, those people. Top 10 offices. Akron did 41 grand. They were #1. We were #9 last week, guys. Unfortunately, we did. Oh, yeah. That was wrong. There was a $500-some order that for some reason didn't get put on our report, but whatever, because we did 16 grand. But that's okay. Tina Marie, guys. See that name right there? Tina Marie, #8. She's the #1 district office now for the year. They're ahead of us by about $4,000. This week that we're in right now, this is the last week of the Vector calendar year. So next Tuesday, Christmas Day or the Wednesday, I think we're closed for whatever. But anyway, this is the last week. So we have about $4 grand to catch up on. So it's going to be tough, but anything can certainly happen. But we want to put out all the stops and make sure we get that. So #1 rep of the week. Congratulations, Marissa. Let's give Marissa one clap on 3. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. So now it must feel good for her to be #1. And then again, that was our actual team total, 16,570. Last week we're #3. Oh, Cassidy's team was #1 last week, Sam, just so you know. The Hudson Valley team. They were #1 last week. So we gotta definitely crush those peeps. I almost said fools, but whatever. They're good people. We gotta wreck their faces up, okay?
Yeah.
Oh, just so you know, our division was the #1 division in the entire Midwest region. As usual, we're pretty much always the #1 division. 8 out of 9 years, guys, Empire, New York State has been #1 in the region. So next year it's going to be 9 out of 10, you know. So I want to give some special shouts out to Sienna and Austin for running the office, making sure everything goes smoothly, making sure that you guys have some guidance and some help whenever you guys need it, tips on your demos, accountability, the sales that they're doing, selling, all that sort of good stuff. So these guys are the backbone of the office. So if you guys become assistant managers next semester or beyond, just understand how important your role is, because in my best years in the company, have 100% come from the years where I have the strongest assistant manager staff. So, and we're looking to build and grow our staff, just so you guys know. So these guys, without those two, we would be way further down the charts as we are than we are right now, okay? So now let's go into some promotions. So I know you hit this not like a little while ago, Sam, but I don't think that you've been recognized for it yet. So let's recognize Sam in her 3K promotion. So 20% commission now. Let's get that up to 25% ASAP. Definitely 25% by the end of winter break. There's no question about that. Like,
yeah, I agree.
That is absolutely going to happen. And Jeffrey, I know you just got started. You've only done a few demos, but I know you're going to get that 1K promotion in the next couple days. So,
definitely.
That we got that going for shizzle. So, want to show you guys. Hold on. Here we go. Let's talk about Jamaica. Not skipping it. So let's talk about Jamaica. So guys, there's a contest for you from December 26th to January 14th. It's not easy, but it's a contest, okay? So this is for all sales representatives, not Leadership Academy members or Cutco sales professionals, but like just regular like new sales representatives. Sell $12,000, win a trip to Jamaica where the company will pay for 50% of your trip, okay? Sell 15 grand in there, company will pay for 75% of it. Sell $8,000 in there, you win 100%. And if you sell 20 grand, you win at 100%, and you get to go to Rick's Cafe, which is like the number 2. What is it like? What is the ranking of Rick's Cafe? How do you? I forgot how. But anyway, Rick's Cafe on the side of one of the mountains, or not mountain, but cliffs in Jamaica, is one of the greatest restaurants in the entire world. Okay, so $20,000 gets you to Rick's Cafe. Sam, just so you know, Cassidy's going to be selling at that exact same time because she's trying to win the trip to Jamaica as well. Her contest is just a little bit different because it also involves, like these guys' contest also involves management-related stuff. But this is the contest for you guys to be able to win a trip to Jamaica. Just imagine, the trip is in February, is it? I think it's in February. Just imagine how cool it's going to be when your friends are like doing this and that, and it's all snowy in Buffalo, and they're like, oh, what are you doing this week? You're like, oh, I'm just going to Jamaica for a few days on the company, like whatever. And you just say it all nonchalant, and it'll just be awesome, okay? So it's going to be nasty. So it's going to be sweet. Jot this down if you haven't already. If you ever make a post where you're advertising the position and you want to get team builder credit for it, this is the web, like let's say you're doing a Snapchat and you're like swipe up to apply or whatever, and you put the link. This is the link, getstudentwork.com/SMR/ you put your rep number. So that's going to be different for everybody, okay? Like it's your specific rep number. And then you put 43C9 SD. So like save that as a note on your phone, okay? So like for example here, like part-time help, no experience required, blah, 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 come work with me. I don't know. Ask Sienna, she's got 48 different graphics that she can send you and she can put in the group chat of just like different examples of what to put in a Facebook post. Instagram story mode helps us a lot. Snapchat stories help us a lot. We want to get the word out to as many students and awesome people as possible, okay? So next, this is definitely like every 50, 60, he's not 50 or 60, he's one of the best district managers in the company. But if you think of like a 50 or 60-year-old guy's Facebook profile photo, it's always like this, like super gray beard. Usually there's some double chin. He doesn't really have the double chin going, but it's usually like them looking awkwardly at the camera. This is just the first part of the video, but I just want to throw that out there. So here's what we're going to be talking about. We got a 6-minute video on value building phrases that you can add to your demo. Beginning, middle, end of it, the whole 9 yards, okay? So I'm going to play this. This is definitely a video, guys. You're going to take some notes on. They got their notebooks ready, all that sort of good stuff. But you certainly want to take some notes on this video right here, okay? Everybody ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. By the way, his name's Mike Ambrowitz. So all the WhatsApp stuff that we do, all those ideas I actually got from him because he's like one of the top DMs in the company. Andy's an author. He's got a best-selling book. Andy created this thing called PB&J USA, where they make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for homeless populations. And they're starting to do it like all around the country. So potentially we could make hundreds of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for the homeless in Buffalo, which would be a really cool team bonding event to do. I just don't know where we do it yet. I got to talk to him, but it'd be pretty sweet. So let's go ahead and check it out. Hold on. Oh, I got to go in present mode, I think. Don't worry, it'll come up soon, I think. Yeah.
All right, so this video is going to be filled with a bunch of value building phrases. So I'll go through each different steps of the presentation. So we'll start with building rapport, step one. A couple good value building phrases include some of my favorites. Miss Jones. Now, like I said on the phone, you don't have to get anything at all. But if you see something you like, you can feel free to get it today. But I'll tell you right now, when I was over at your friend's house, when I sat down with my mom, they told me that there was no way they were going to buy anything from me. And I said, that's totally fine. But I'll warn you that almost every single time someone sees this appointment, they decide to buy some stuff. Not because of me. It's just because they see that Cutco is a really good investment and how it saves them time, money, energy, and it seems logical for them, and that's why they decide to buy. So if that happens today, don't feel bad. I'll be able to work out a really good deal because of my contest I'm in, there's a lot of really good savings and promotions going on. So I'll be able to give you a really good deal if that happens for you today. Some people are taking advantage of the specials, and some are upgrading their whole kitchen. Some are getting all their holiday shopping done on the same appointment. Some are just getting a small set for themselves, but it's up to you. Our biggest savings start as high as $1,500. So it's up to you. I'll show you everything, but are you okay having some fun today? All right, great. So that's on rapport. On the history, company history and the credibility. Ms. Jones, 16 million people chose to invest in a set of Cutco. Out of the 16 million people, how many of those do you think already had a set of knives? Probably all of them, right? The reason why 16 million people decide to buy Cutco, even though they already had knives, is because they saw how it's a logical investment. How, again, it saves them time, money, and energy. In fact, we're selling about $260 million a year right now. And the only reason why people buy Cutco, even though they already have knives, is because it is the only product that they can buy once, use every day. It never has to be replaced, and it actually saves them money by owning it. So if you decide you want to get some stuff, feel free to do so. Of course, being American made and guaranteed forever, it's going to be very expensive, but it's worth it because you're done. You rip off the Band-Aid, you never have to buy stuff ever again for the kitchen. The next one on the creating a problem, the junk knife page, the very end of the page, you say, Ms. Jones, now that you learned all of this about low quality knives, if you had to design a perfect knife for you and your family, how would you design it? Like, what would you prevent from going wrong with it? Take out my pen. So maybe something more sanitary than wood, something a little bit more durable than plastic, something that stays sharp, maybe dishwasher safe, maybe something comfortable. And how long would you like a knife like that to stay sharp? And how long would you like a knife like that to be guaranteed for? Like a forever knife, huh? It sounds pretty good. Now, Ms. Jones, let me just repeat that. So sanitary, sharp, comfortable, durable, guaranteed, lasts a long time. Now, could you agree, Ms. Jones, that a knife like that is probably going to be way more expensive than one of these lower end knives that you find at Walmart or Target, right? It'd be way more expensive, but you'd probably agree to be worth it for you. And I promise you, when I show you this, you're going to absolutely love Cutco. Let me show you again why 16 million people chose to get Cutco. Boom. And then that's how you transition. And then as far as the step 4, which is the value building section of the creating the want and offering the solution, I use a phrase of, Ms. Jones, this material makes Cutco way more expensive, but it's worth it because da da da. And that little phrase there is really critical. The more you can say that, the thermoresin handle is a much more expensive material, which makes Cutco weight cost a little bit more money. But it's worth it because it's durable, it's sanitary, use that for every different feature and every different benefit. The guarantee. Ms. Jones, if you think about all the other items in your home, washer and dryer, TV, laptops, dishwasher, refrigerator, even the cars, all the different items, what type of guarantee did each of those items have? And sometimes it's a 2-year, 3-year, none. And what's interesting, Ms. Jones, all those items cost thousands and thousands of dollars. How much would a forever guarantee have to cost for any of those items? If you spend thousands of dollars on something and then you had a forever guarantee, meaning like if the car, like something was wrong with it, you send it back and they give you a brand new car. The refrigerator stopped working, you send it back, or someone just comes to your house and replaces it for you free of charge. How much would a guarantee like that cost? Probably a lot. Can you see why Cutco is so expensive? But can you see why it's worth it? Because you have to buy once and you're done forever. And so these are a couple of value building phrases. These are value building phrases that can help you set the price expectation as high as possible, so that way your customers feel comfortable when they see the price at the end. They say, oh, wow, I thought it was going to be more.
Alrighty. So that if I can't remember if I already put that out in the WhatsApp, but I definitely will post that video to the activity and reminders page. So any feedback, any light bulb moments, things that you really liked from that video? Anyone will?
I like.
Then you, Jeffrey, right after.
Yeah.
I like how he compares Cutco to other things in the house, because Cutco really is just a normal expense. Like, everybody has knives. So basically just comparing our guarantee to guarantees of other products like that, I mean, those still cost thousands of dollars. You know, they have like a lifetime guarantee or whatever, but it's not like your fridge lasts forever. Like, it's going to break, you're going to have to replace it. But then we have the forever guarantee. So like, they never have to buy knives ever again. They can get it replaced anytime they need it.
True. So good call. Comparing the guarantee to other guarantees out there, so that raises the value of Cutco. Jeffrey,
Yeah.
what were you going to say?
I was going to touch on the value part a little bit as well, just talking about the different materials, and the materials used are such high qualities, and that's what, sort of sets it apart, not only physically but in the price range as well, because typically knives that aren't even made of such good materials as Cutco is are way more expensive. So typically when I do my demos and I compare the Shun and Wusthof knives, people expect Cutco to be around that range. But when I show them homemaker set starting prices, they're like really shocked and taken aback because they thought it would be more.
Yeah. And they think that it's going to be that high because you do a good job of building up the value, whether it's through the video or whether it's an in-person demo, whatever it happens to be. It's all about building up the value. So
definitely.
I really like the way he asked the customer, like, if you could design the perfect knife, how would you design it? And then he just goes through and he hits every different part of the features and the benefits of Cutco. And then obviously the customer is forced to basically say, like, yeah, that knife would cost way more than all the Walmart and Target knives. And everything else that I have. So I absolutely love that part. Sam, what was your favorite part of the video, or favorite one-liner or general idea from the video?
Oh, when he was talking about how saying like 16 million people have already invested in it, and like he said, how many people do you think already had sets? And then like they're just upgrading and getting better knives for their money, I guess.
Exactly. So when a customer, the objection, oh, we already have knives, is literally like the dumbest friggin' objection in the entire world. Well, like, duh, you have a pulse. Of course you have knives. Like, everybody has knives. Like, I bet you have a table and a TV too, but you still upgrade them. You know? Like,
Yeah.
I like when he just kind of points out, and, you know, one of, like, a very influential thing to do is when you just point things out in a really absurd way, like Miss Jones, how many of those 16 million people do you think already own knives before they bought Cutco? All 16 million, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, pointing stuff out in an absurd way is a great way to get a point across. And then last but not least, Sienna, what was your, she got a big whole page of notes.
Oh yeah, things he was saying. But my favorite thing was the knife designing thing. But also I thought it was really interesting that he warned people like, oh, you know, you say you're not gonna buy, but so did Mrs. Jones.
Yep.
And just don't feel bad when it happens, because
Yep.
they saw the quality of how much of a good product is and how worth it is, and that's why they wanted to buy.
Yeah, for sure. And that was definitely cool because when you set that expectation, like Mrs. Jones, I know you don't expect to buy anything, but I just want to let you know, so and 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 so literally said the exact same thing, and they ended up buying a bunch of Cutco from me. And it wasn't because of me, it's because the quality of the product is so good, and they saw that just from a logical perspective, it absolutely makes sense. So one extra line that I can't remember if he mentioned it, but one of the things I used to say in my demo way back in the day was, Miss Jones, I'm not here to sell you something that you don't want or you don't need. I'm just here to show you why 16 million people have invested in Cutco sets through our company, and why I've sold X amount of thousands of dollars worth of Cutco sets. One of the things I always did to sell more sets, as you guys know, is every single time the word Cutco was used in my manual, I would add the word sets to it. I would basically want the customer to think they can't buy anything other than Cutco sets. So in 2007, I had an average order of $420 in the lowest income county in the entire state of New York. So part of the reason for that is because I sold a lot of sets of Cutco. Wasn't always a homemaker or anything, but I sold a lot of sets, so that translated to having a high average CPO. So that's just another line you can add to your thing there. So now let's go ahead and we're going to wrap things up here. Got a quick 1-minute video from Tony Robbins, and we're going to go through an article. And then we're going to just give some quick phone tips. Then we'll be on our way. We'll phone jam, and then we'll give updates in the group chat at the end of our clock out for the day once we're done for the evening. Okay.
Okay.
Let's check out. Have you guys ever heard of Tony Robbins?
Mm-mm.
He's basically the most famous life coach in the entire world. Like, people pay thousands of dollars to go to a 1 and 2 or 3 day event that he puts on, and he gets people like rocking. Like, people leave this thing like on fire. It's pretty cool. So he's gonna talk about how to reset your mind and your mood.
If the thoughts we think come from the way we use our bodies, what's more important than thought is the emotion behind it. Emotion is created by motion. Say it. If I told you there was a depressed person behind curtain number 1 over here, and I give $100,000 donation to your favorite charity if you can describe their posture without seeing them.
Oh, it's gonna be like.
How many think you could succeed and get the 100 grand? Say aye.
Aye.
Great. Tell me the answer. What's their posture like now? So nice and loud, quick. If they're depressed, what's it like? Down. Where's their head?
Down.
Down. Where's their breath? Full or shallow? Shallow. Are they talking loud or quiet?
Quiet.
Slow or fast?
Probably slow.
Are they feeling heavy or light?
Heavy.
How do you know this? Because you've all practiced at some point, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
So if we just radically change our bodies, we'll change our state.
So now we're going to go to this. We're going to go to the article real quick. Here, I don't. Oh, thank you. Whoops. Whatever. Hold up. Let me just go to this thing. Oh, I'm already on it. Whoops. Oh, I forgot the HTTP or the H part. My bad. So, but think of whenever you're depressed, whenever you're down, like if you just change your posture and change your physical state of being, you can immediately change like your entire mindset, okay? So, about movement it says, let me just get to it. So starts, the difference between peak performance and poor performance is not intelligence or ability. Most often it's the state that your mind and body is in. Jeffrey, can you read that first paragraph for us right there?
Gotcha. When was the last time you were in a bad mood? How did being in that state affect other ways or parts of your life? We often feel like our emotions are beyond our control, but that's entirely untrue. In reality, you have the power to learn how to change your mood, and you can do so in an instant.
Sam, can you pick up from there?
So, how do you reset your mind even when you're dealing with immense stress? The secret is moving your body. Emotion is created by motion. In other words, emotions are linked to movement in our bodies. Observe your posture when you are happy as opposed to when you are sad, or what you look like when you are angry versus when you are elated.
Deanna, can you do the next one?
There's a difference, right? Your body language sends signals to your brain and the rest of the world about how you're feeling and operating. It is not only in your physical appearance, but also in your brain. If you have a poor posture, it only lends itself to poor emotions or a negative state. Good posture and alertness produce a more positive state.
Austin, can you do that next one?
We all get in negative psychological and emotional states at times, but when you find yourself in that place, change your body and get in state. To change your mood, you can do something as simple as adjusting your posture. You can make eye contact with the people around you. You can smile just to trick your mind into thinking you're feeling better than you actually are. Eventually, your emotions and mindset will follow suit.
So once you accept that you're solely in control of your emotional well-being, you can move away from bad moods and learn to exist in a beautiful state anytime. So it's not to say that crappy things don't happen. It's not to say that you are not allowed to feel bad about things or anything like that. But especially when you got to control the controllables, okay? So think about it like this. If you're feeling down or crappy, you're usually slouched over. You're kind of everything is in a downward state. So to get what Tony Robbins calls in state, think about it like if you're a puppet and there's someone with a string that's raising you up, okay? Where and again, it's like your posture. He calls it getting in state. Your chest is out a little bit, your shoulders are back instead of slouched forward, and you're literally in a completely different state of physical being. So it also helps with sports, testing, just being at your best physiological state can transcend to everything else that you do too. So I know that has literally nothing to do with selling Cutco, but as college students, especially in the world we live in today, it's easy to get in, start comparing your life to everybody else's. You see everybody's highlight reel, and then you're thinking about how, like, you don't know how you're going to get through, like, economics class or, like, whatever it happens to be. Like, there's so many things that we see. There's so many stimuli coming our way that it's easy to start comparing and start feeling crappy when in reality there's often not much to truly feel crappy about. So addition to being in your physical state is I would always recommend expressing gratitude, writing down stuff you appreciate, stuff that you're thankful for. And then of course, the physiological part is just as important, making sure that it's almost like there's a string pulling your back, pulling your spine upwards. That helps in a truly major way, okay? So getting yourself in peak state. So now, a couple phone tips, guys. Your focus 5 here. So you always, before you start the phone, you gotta make sure that you got your phone approach there. No one should ever phone without a phone approach. It's not effective. Okay, next you need your attack list. That's your call list. So you should write out your top like 20 people you're going to call and or message before you even start phoning, so that you could just go right down the list. Boom, 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 boom. Someone doesn't answer, boom, I'm on to the next one, okay? Your schedule should be made for yourself. So what's your schedule looking like between now, for example, and Monday night, Christmas Eve, okay? What's your holiday schedule like? When are your Christmas parties? Get everything in there, pack your stuff, so that way you know you can do 2 appointments in Saturday morning, but you can't do anything in the afternoon and evening because you're at a Christmas party the rest of the day. Make sure you know Sunday morning you're at like Christmas Mass or whatever, or Christmas, I don't know, whatever it is, okay? You're like at a place, but you can do stuff around that. So make sure you plan out your schedule. Make sure you got your firm up. The end of the phone call, make sure people are writing it down. Make sure you're giving people your confirmation number, which is your rep number, okay? I'm never going to call. No one's ever going to call, but they write it down and it sinks it in further, okay? Make sure you have your objections out. So what do you say when they say they're too busy? What do you say when they're not interested? What do you say when they're like, oh, call me next week? Whatever it happens to be. Here's an extra phone tip. I would jot this down. Handle it's Christmas time objection before it comes up. Whenever there's a holiday, 4th of July, Memorial Day, any type of like day, it's the same way we handle it. You handle it before it even comes up. So here's one line you add to your phone approach, just one. Say, Mrs. Jones, I'm sure you're probably really busy with the holidays. I'm really busy too, but I still need blank more appointments to hit my assignment from my manager. Let me repeat that. Mrs. Jones, I'm sure you're really busy with the holidays coming up. I am too, but I still need to do blank more appointments to hit my assignment from my manager. Or you can say to reach your goal. Blame it on me though, that's the easiest thing. I still need blank more appointments to hit my assignment from my manager. So you got your objections there. And then finally, use a call tracker. So track the amount of calls that you're making. Track how many people you talk to. Track how many people how many numbers you're dialing. Excuse me. How many calls you're making, how many numbers you're dialing, and then how many people you're setting up, okay? So when you track your stats, you then know how you're actually doing. So let's say it takes you 45 minutes to make 20 calls, but you only talk to 3 people. You know you're being really inefficient with your time if it takes you 45 minutes to call 20 people, when that means that there's a lot of dead time in there, okay? If you only talk to 3 people, it should take you like 25 to 30 minutes to make 20 phone calls if you're just banging them out. That's a weird way of phrasing it, but what we do. Okay? So it's phone jam, whatever. So, okay. So any questions on phone jamming?
Nope.
In preparation for it, okay? All right, guys. So what I want to make sure that you do is make sure we're clocking out with just our end of the day clock out for the day. Put it in the group chat. If I haven't posted that video already on WhatsApp, I'll definitely do that. The Mike Amberwitz video that we just did on value building, in case you want to go back through and write down a couple of the phrases that you might not have been able to get through before. And then if there's anything else that you need, just make sure that you guys reach out, give us a call, or post in the group chat. That's what we're here for. We're here to help you guys, okay?
Got it.
All right. It was great seeing you two. I hope you guys have a super amazing Christmas. Have lots of fun. Merry Christmas to you guys and to your families. Again, next Wednesday, next team meeting, 7 to 9. It will not take till 9 o'clock. I'm sure it'll be probably like right around an hour, just like this one, but whatever. Like, we'll just give ourselves plenty of time in case we just have a bunch of good conversations. So any final questions before Zoom meeting boots us off this thing?
Nope.
No.
All right, cool. So I will see you guys soon, and when you get back from school, and I'll talk to you guys on WhatsApp, okay?
All right,
Alrighty.
Josh.
All right, bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Woo!
Bye, guys.
Sounds good.